Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, as you can see, we still got the Goblin Slayer 2 collaboration going on right now. Let's talk a little bit more about the Fin Hunter, Fin boss that we're gonna have right now in the part 1 of the event, right? So this is unlocked this particular week. As you can see, I'm going to give you guys much more like as simple as I can of a guide, but right now you can see the boss GRONVAR is going to be a wind type character, right? So this is going to be a boss that has 3 weak spots. So ideally with 3 weak spots, it's going to be a little bit more finicky in terms of trying to use a single target character like Zenith and then go into like Wilhelmina and stuff. So we're not going to be able to abuse that as much. Ideally, if you see like a 3 weak spot like this, straight line characters like Anastasia or Leatrice, alright, those are going to be very strong, and Livia for magic team, and pretty much those are the fire characters, right, because fire has an elemental advantage as a whole. Other than that, the boss is pretty interesting and straightforward. He gives you buffs occasionally, alright, hits you for certain percentage, increase your damage dealt and stuff, and the boss also can do something very unique called pure damage, right? Very interesting. As you can see, this is something that ignores defense and stuff. Again, you know, I guess maybe this is the first time I've seen a boss does this. I can't remember in the previous few bosses if there are any other bosses that does that. So with that, let me show you guys my strategy. Now the boss is going to do pure damage on the first hit, and then he's going to do like physical afterwards, right? This is pure damage, but you can see physical as well, and then later on he's going to do physical. So if you are struggling to survive the higher level boss, this is level 9 by the way, you might want to have the physical equipment, alright? So what do I mean by that? So talking about the armor piece, this one, try to get the defense percent instead of the magic resist. So that's going to help you with physical bosses like this. And then same goes for the helmet as well, right? So usually it's these 2 slots that you gotta like swap around depending on the boss that you're fighting. Either they are physical based or magic based. So with that, let's go. I will show you guys this strategy right here. So we got a physical team in the first one, and then we got magic team in the second. Now notice I'm using this particular character right here, Priestess. Now if you don't have her, that's totally fine. Alright, I'm just testing out things out and give you guys some idea. You can basically replace her with Diana. Diana can be in this slot to try to configure for the elemental bonus advantage etc. But so far this is going to be what I have. I've yet to like try to like min max and see which is going to be the better ones by far. Alright, so let me turn off my face cam. The first things first, the boss is going to, right now you can see, the first instance, the boss will do physical damage pure, scales off 99% of the max HP, and then increase enemies property damage by 200%. So you want your DPS characters to get hit right here, alright? Very important. So in this case, you can see, we want our, I will just position it this way, so that as you can see, both Lethal and Leatrice gets hit, right? Everyone else does not matter as much. So the priority here is, now it depends on what you're trying to do. Ideally, I would just set it up first. We go with this particular one. Refitia goes with this one first to increase crit damage, get back some SP. So Lethal, don't do anything yet. My advice is just normal hit. Let Celia go in with the bunny version, bunny costume, and then Leatrice go with this particular one. So you can either go with this now, or you can go with this one first, depending on which one you have. I noticed that this one actually gives more damage, right? It does depend on your potential liberation as well. I have both at +5, but it is going to be very dependent on a couple of things. You can also go with this one first. It probably doesn't matter. So ideally, you can notice that we just have just right for the SP requirement, right? So I'm gonna go with this. Gonna go with the buff. Refitia. So later just normal hit, Bunny Celia, and then stack DOT for the timing, right? So we just stack a little bit of DOT, then we got job once. Now the next one, you can see the boss is gonna hit us 3 times, right? And then physical damage 300%, apply augmentation, that means it's gonna increase our damage dealt by 200%. So we're gonna get the buff. So the boss is going to give us quite a lot of buff right here, right? So we got property damage increase, and then we're gonna get this particular one. Notice here you can see the KO. Don't be too scared because we have shield from Refitia right here, right? So we're gonna shield up, so you can move Lethal here. So what we're gonna do is gonna do this. We're gonna use Lethal's buff. We're gonna use Celia go in, and then I'm going to go with this particular one. Again, feel free to experiment a little bit if you think this is going to be better or not. You can alternate between the two costumes, right? So I'm gonna go with this particular one for now. Okay, so there's a lot of chain right there. Lots of chain. Okay, some DOT damage right there. Okay, so fortunately, still surviving that time around. So now you can see the boss next one is going to hit us and increase enemies' critical damage, which is our critical damage by 600%. Again, very scary, but we are just going to go in again. Same thing, same deal. This time we're going to go with this, and then Celia go with that, and then we're going to go with the maid Leatrice. This one I think by far would do the most damage. Let's see, right? So we go with later for the chain. That particular later costume I didn't have quite max yet. Okay, I'm still in. Okay, very good. Now the next one, right? So now the boss is no longer going to give you any buffs. This one, the boss is just going to hit you, scaling off 500% of physical damage, right? So we cannot do anything on Liberta. She's on cooldown. Go back to Refitias, this particular one. And then later, just you can chill for a little bit. You can use this one if you want to. That one is going to be a bit of waste of SP. In my opinion, it's just, you know, for me, I think it's just better to just use this. This one has a little bit more chain 3 times, but this one is just a setting up period again for us to go one more time later. Alright, so it's just something like that. Regular hit, buff, hit this, boom. Actually could have put Livia first. So we're just gonna get the OT damage. Okay, we are still in. And then last but not least, we are going to go again. Now this one, you know, like ideally I would go with Lethal, this particular buff, and then, you know, Leatrice, this one. This is going to do a decent substantial damage, but you can also go with this one depending on which one you think will do more. I do think that this one is going to do more, but I have this particular maid Leatrice at plus 4. But let's experiment, right? Let's see which costume do more. This one at plus 5, or the maid one at plus 4. Alright, so we're gonna go with fair. Make sure the DOT goes in afterwards. Okay, the DOT. So this is 54%, right? We can see 54%. I'm going to go back one turn. And let's try this one, right? Just now was 54%. Now it's going to be... I have a feeling it's going to be... The DOT do carry over to the next team as well. So that's something to consider. 50%. Okay, this one do a little bit more. The maid Leatrice one does a little bit more. So we're just gonna go with that, I guess. So as you can see, the boss right now no longer have anything. So now we are reset. So we are on our magic team this time around. So notice, like I mentioned, if you don't have this particular priestess or you didn't get high enough dupes for her, you can basically use Diana right there, right? So enemy is gonna hit us first with this particular one, increasing our property damage as a whole, right? So as you can see, a lot of these characters are going to get hit. The important one is going to be, in this case, what's her name? In this case, it's going to be Diana. I mean, not Diana. Livia and what's her name? My brain is not working. Livia and Therese. Not Therese, Loanne, sorry. So we're gonna go with this. So we're gonna do this. We are going to do this. And then we're gonna set it up with Loanne first. Actually, it might be better for us to wait a little bit with Livia so that we go in next 2 turns, because my this particular overhit Livia, you can also combo these two to do overhit Livia if you want to, but notice it's better for you to let the debuff remain so that Loanne can benefit from it, right? That's just what I have observed and what I've noticed. So if I do with this, I can basically get the chain here very easily. So let's go with that for now. Buff. Swimsuit Therese. If you don't have Swimsuit Therese, rotate the other one around. Oh shoot, wait. I completely forgotten about her as well. So in that case, we have to swap it around because Livia is the one that's not doing anything, right? So we have to do something like this. Yeah. So I forgot about that. Buff. Buff. Okay, so we go with the chain. Regular hit, doesn't matter. Loan just set it up for now, right? Slice. Okay, so now we got all the buffs necessary. So next up, we're gonna get the augmentation and stuff, right? Notice right here, it is a little bit scary. It seems like we are going to get KO'd, right? But worry not. So here is what is going to happen, right? So we're gonna get hit this way. So my recommendation is to move your turrets here. Again, these three characters in the middle, you ideally want them to have physical damage, which I think the other two has, but my priestess might not have. But I think with this particular one, the Helena, we're gonna use this particular one with the 70% barrier. We should be able to survive it, right? You gotta get hit as well to get the buff. So let's go with this one. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go Livia, and then we're gonna go with Loan for this particular one. So hopefully this is going to be enough. Okay, get back the SP. Boom, look at that, decent damage I would say. Good damage. Alright, good damage. Oh, we are still... Oh, we survived that a little bit. Okay, I need to improve the gears on Priestess. Next one, we're gonna get the crit damage buff, as you can see right there, right? So back to the buff. So we're gonna get back a little bit here. And this is the one that we're gonna do a lot of damage because Bunny Loan. Okay, so are you guys ready to witness the power? Okay. It's a little bit of a waste because we don't get the crit damage buff. But Bunny Loan though, you get what I'm saying? Ooh, not bad, not bad. Because you get crit damage after this, which is again, right? There's only, I guess you can also set it up so that you go one turn later and then Bunny Loan later, if you want to. That could also be a thing. This. Yeah, so this is the last turn, right? I believe. No, there's actually one more turn. Okay. Again, we're gonna get the what is that? The cooldown this time around. I don't think it's necessary to go with that, so I'm just gonna reset again with this particular one. Same as per usual. Get back the SP. Okay. Maybe Diana could be a little bit better. Okay, but you can see we are getting a little bit of damage improvements right there. Okay, back to the buff, guys. Back to the buff. Now let's see if this is going to be enough, right? So we're gonna go back to buffing the characters. This is the last one. Okay, buff. Oh, there's a lot of damage. Okay, I think this might be enough actually. Ooh, 225 million. Okay, Loan definitely carried that. So that's level 9, and now we are going to be attacking the level 10. So level 10, obviously, same strategy. I'm sure you guys are aware by now. I'm just showing you level 9, and you know, so that kind of a perfect balance. If any of the veteran or newer players watching, you can scale off accordingly, right? Because when it goes to level like 11 or something, you're gonna need 3 teams. That one is like too much. So I think that's pretty much a, you know, what it is for the guide, right? So if you don't have Priestess, again, feel free to swap Diana, or I think there's quite a lot of options, right? Diana would be a good one. Now if you want to put LPs, it works as well, right? If you don't have Diana yet, that could be something as well. So SP is not a big issue for that particular one as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I feel like this is going to be a decent strat. I want to try the strat with the Orc Bulk Goblin Slayer guy. I think he's going to be pretty decent, but I'm still building mine, right? Because like I need to get his potential liberation up. Very, very expensive, not enough fire crystals as well. And plus my Priestess, if you can get her to +5. Remember, she also gives amplification right here, vulnerability, and you can do kind of the stacks right there, right? So I've already maxed her potential liberation right here. Maybe I should... Oh, I've already awakened her as well. So yeah, there's that as well. That's pretty much the stuff that I have for that particular one. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for now. Take care. Hopefully this strat works for you guys. As per usual, subscribe, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.